Oh, it's good. Sorry, take a little pause because I was doing something weird and I didn't know you hit record.
That's definitely going in there. Hello and welcome to the Plain English Finance Podcast, the podcast dedicated to helping you make smart financial decisions. I'm your host, Trey. This is my co-host, Cease. If you want to learn more about me, check out episodes 1 and 2. Okay, so this one was on AI. Whole craze. US market, stock market is extremely expensive right now because of AI.
Yeah.
And it's a conversation that I am having a lot with clients because it's kind of scary and a lot of people. And first of all, I am not an AI expert by any means, but I do have opinions. I have opinions on a lot of things. So I
Oh,
thought I
wow.
would. I know it's really
I
surprising.
was surprised again.
Yeah, I know. But I thought I could actually ask you because we haven't actually really talked about it.
Yeah.
What do you like? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you have any thoughts about?
You know how I am. I am always like, every side of the situation is what I like to look at. I'm never a 100% this is good, this is bad, black and white thinker. I'm just not that way. So, yeah, I think there's benefits to it, obviously. I was just listening to that podcast you were watching downstairs and I got a little spooked when they're like saying that AI is going to kill us all. I was like, oh my gosh. Basically. But yeah, like, I guess I'm also like, it is what it is. This is like very bad for me to say, I guess. But I don't know. It's just, you can't stop it. Like, I can't stop it. They were talking about it in that episode that it's inevitable, or so people keep saying, but we're creating the inevitability because we're saying it's inevitable.
Yeah.
So if you're, yeah, it's kind of a mind loop, but it made sense to me the way the guy said it. So yeah, all the billionaires and Elon Musks of the world are doing stuff around AI. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I guess I just have to accept it. I don't know.
Okay,
End of
that's fair.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Okay, I so first off, the question I get is often about should I be investing in AI? If you're invested at all, pretty much you're gonna have exposure to it. Do I think that it could lead to another market crash? Potentially, but I'm also firmly on the side of the fence that it is more dangerous not to be invested in that area than to be invested in that area. Because while I don't think that everybody will win, I think that's impossible that every company that's valued exponentially right now will win. I do think that there is a lot more to the AI race going on right now than maybe a lot of people think or understand. I think
Please
people.
expand on that because I'm already like
Oh, what
what?
do you think?
Tell me the conspiracy
So,
theories.
I don't think it's maybe it is a conspiracy. Maybe I don't know. Is this conspiracy theory? You tell me.
I'll tell you.
So I think people are thinking that the AI companies, the big AI companies, are racing to create the best Chat GPT.
Yeah. Is ChatGPT not one of them?
Yeah, OpenAI is the one that runs ChatGPT. I don't think they are. I think they are competing to make actual AI. So right now we have large language models, basically kind of like predictive, and they've gotten very good. Don't get me wrong, but they are not true intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the race is really to create a system that helps them get there as fast as possible because the implications of true general intelligence cannot be understated.
Yeah. See, when I start thinking about that, like it freaks me out because true artificial intelligence is life almost. Like, no, it's
Yeah,
not, but it
but
kind of
well,
is. Because
well,
what
then you get
what
into the
is
question is what
life?
yeah, I am definitely not going down that route
Let's
with
go
you.
down that route.
No, not going down that route with
I
you.
love a
But
deep
you're right,
question.
where like from I'm gonna think of it from an economic point of view, and I would say with very high confidence that if that was the case, could you imagine a workforce that is smarter than any human that's ever lived in the last 300 years with modern technology, working 24/7 and a billion of them?
Mhm.
Could you imagine the progress in every area of the world that could be made? Could you also imagine the progress of every area of killing each other that could be made
Yeah.
and things like that, right? Like just think of I think it would initiate a technological jump. We've already made massive strides in technical advancement in the last 5 years, let alone what could be accomplished if you had all of the information at man's fingertips that in that capacity. It's just you can't. It's just very unfathomable to think about.
Yeah, you can't even wrap your mind around it.
And I think when people are like you're questioning the valuation of the companies and things like that, and do I think it's high? Do I think it's crazy high? Yes. Do I think that it's completely insane? No. And I think that companies are cheap when you think of
B.
what could be. Because we're thinking that, oh, me paying $30 a month for Chat GPT, if that's the whole business model, that's not sustainable. Well, no, it's not. But Amazon, and it sucks for lots of people, but if Amazon can cut their workforce by 90% because AI is replacing all these individuals, and suddenly that's not $30 a month
Yeah,
in
because
savings, what are companies willing to pay for that? Well, they're willing to pay a lot more than what they're paying me because that person is never gonna, that thing is never gonna take holidays, never gonna, like, there's tons of that, right? Like, so when you think of it as AI could replace that, suddenly the valuations don't seem that crazy. And when you think of money in the way that I think of money, like, it's kind of it's money doesn't matter to the biggest economy on the planet if you have the reserve currency, which is the US. So they just print more basically. It's like, who cares what the number is? The cost of not being the one in control of that for them is the cost of not being in control is scarier than any amount of money, any possible amount of money that you could put out there. They will spend it. And it's almost like the government will spend it as well and reinforce it and back it because they feel like they cannot afford to be behind.
mm,
Because if a competitor gets it first, because of the massive jump and the massive leap and the massive the just the advancement that could happen in a very short time. I'm telling you, like if somebody achieved that, you could be talking about weeks or months before.
that's so scary.
Yeah, right? Like when you think about it, like imagine the best military commander to ever have lived in charge of an army. Like and humans historically have done very poor things with technological advancements. So I don't think that I
It's
don't think
all
there's
for
a number.
good.
I don't know. Humans is definitely
I
not all for
know.
good. It's definitely not going to all
Ugh.
be used for good. And I think the idea though that somebody can, because I had the similar conversation when it came to where money is put in order to fund like renewable energy and things like that. And I had the same argument with not argument, I have conversations, lively conversations with clients and stuff about it.
Lively, passionate, yelling
Lively, passionate.
conversation.
No, I don't
I'm just
yell.
joking. I,
But he was saying that he wanted to see like the big oil companies do more for like global warming and things like that. And my view is very simple. I think Elon Musk, if you hate him or like him, I think his companies have done more for the environmental good for like natural, like renewable resources and stuff like that,
sustainability.
sustainability,
Yeah.
than any other company trying to stop the oil companies from drilling in the earth. Because we humans will gravitate towards the best option no matter the cost. So the best way to make progress is for technology to advance in such a way that the best choice for the planet or for whatever it is for global warming is also the best choice for people's pockets, because
Yeah.
that's just the way humans are. And I think the same principle applies to AI. I don't think, because that person, like on the podcast we were watching, he was talking about the eventuality of it, like it's just inevitable. I do think it is. I do think that somebody will continue to research it and get there eventually, because I do not believe for a second that everybody on the planet is going to get together and say, you know what, guys, let's put a pause on this and everybody trust each other
Oh,
to put down their weapons, as it were. We haven't even been able to
do that.
do that, let alone something as monumental as the potential of AGI. And when you're talking to people in the industry, that person mentioned it was like some of these people think it's 2 to 10 years away from achieving that, right?
Okay, so question. Do, do you feel like the world as we know it is about to change completely? Like flip it on its head? I'm just
Yeah.
imagining that's what I'm hearing when I listen to that stuff about AI and
Yeah,
the
I think
change that could happen in such a short amount of time. I don't know.
yeah, I think it's very difficult for I think no matter how hard you try to understate or overstate what the change could be, I think you're understating it. Because if you think back to where people thought we would be 10 years ago, I'm not talking, not let's not go ages away. 10 years ago, what we can do now with computers, you wouldn't have thought we'd be able to do,
Mhm.
right? When people were talking about like the potential for AI 10 years ago, it was some weird warning that, oh, the person's crazy. We're never going to get there.
It was like that janky robot on
Yeah,
social media that was like,
and then ChatGPT came out, and you're looking at it like this is
you're
so
making it
dumb.
write your emails.
It was like this thing is stupid. It makes so many mistakes. It's like it's gonna be ages before, and then the most recent versions of these type of things are in the top 1% of humans for intelligence and reasoning ability, let alone the other advancements in other areas that we've experienced. Just imagine if you had the brightest minds. Right now you have the best minds working on one project or that project. It could be the best mind in the world, but you can only pick one topic to work on, right? You're either a biochemist or you're a rocket engineer or you're like whatever it is. There's not this one mind for everything, if that makes sense. But the potential of like advanced, like general intelligence is that you do have that in every area working around the clock and you can multiply them exponentially. Yeah, I think it's very difficult to understate how big of a change that would be for humanity as a whole.
I'm just wondering if it's this is maybe dark, but I'm like, does it even matter what you're doing right now? I guess it. How do I put this?
Here's what I would say.
Do you know
I
what I'm trying to get at? It's like,
Yeah, I would say,
is
like, how
money?
could you ever even protect yourself from that?
Yeah.
I would say I would rather be an owner than anything else. Like, I am buying stocks. I want to own part of the economy, because if for some reason I can't work, I want a way that isn't hoping for government handouts to feed my family,
Yeah.
right? And
I'm just like,
it's
no.
very pessimistic to think like that, but it's like you might like I don't know. Maybe it's way too pessimistic,
Keep
especially for a
going.
professional podcast. But it's like
Sorry,
I
yeah,
just
you're right.
we could get to a point where the opportunity to build wealth like we've had doesn't exist anymore.
That's what I'm also thinking.
Like right now, I have the opportunity to go out and work harder than the guy next to me to earn more, to turn that then into assets, to buy into the stock market, to by building a business. Like all of these things I have the opportunity to do right now. because I can go out and work harder than the next person? What if that ability to go out and work harder than the next person is taken away?
What
As
do
in,
you
like,
do?
what if there is no, what if there's nothing that I can provide to society that is more valuable than the next person
Yeah,
because there's
a robot
a
doing it.
robot doing it, right? That is a genuine, yeah, it's a genuine concern that I absolutely have. And to say, when I say like not making a decision is still a decision, what if there is no future
Decision.
opportunity to fix the past decisions, right? What if maybe we are the last generation to be able to go from nothing to being a millionaire, like that type
But
of
then
principle. I don't know.
I hear what you're saying, but I can't help but think the same question. Does it matter? Because when you take away like work and all that stuff, it's like, what are we gonna be doing if
Well, okay, well there's the upside, right? Like there's
there
the
there
there's a
is,
giant
but
upside to the mundane tasks being not up to humans to do. Because that means that there's efficiency. Like that's what there's people talking about, like global, like universal income and stuff like that. There is a genuine upside to it, right? Imagine
what's
you
the universal
like
income?
where everybody gets given what they need because nobody needs to work, so you kind of like basic income, like you get given what you need for food and travel, and you just get given
Hmm.
it, right? You don't have to go work for it. And to a degree, we already have that type of safety net. But imagine that as everybody gets that, and so that would still then you still get opportunity to build something because it depends on what you make
My
decisions
mind
with
is.
that.
Can you see me? It's like I'm
Yeah.
go. I'm I'm going very deep right now. Yeah. Hey, maybe it's gonna. I'm just thinking like, what if the so sorry the smartest person in the room, the greatest minds, they're now compounding, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
At a rate that we've never seen before,
so then it's like
ever.
because it's artificial intelligence, so they're learning, but once they get to a certain point, like money, now you're learning
Yeah.
so quickly. So I'm just thinking, how is artificial intelligence not going to become a world power? And
Great
then
question.
they're going to be dictating what we do because it's like, what other choice do we have? What
You
else are you
you
going to?
hope that's why there's different thoughts about it, right? Like you hope that humans remain in control of it, right? That's the hope. But who knows, right? Who truly knows? Absolutely nobody.
It's just it gets to the point where I don't think that would happen if it was true intelligence. Like, what is, again, the profound questions I love to ask? What is artificial intelligence? What's the difference between real intelligence and artificial
Just
intelligence?
wants a computer.
I guess it's like, but
It's like one was like, yeah. I just think there is like very realistically a major shift happening right now that we don't truly see the gravity of
yeah,
that. Like when you said the compounding thing, we already struggle to understand compounding, but you're absolutely right. Whereas what they're trying to get to is a machine that can teach itself.
yeah, and it's
And
like,
once you get to that point, you can multiply it because it's a computer in a way that you can't multiply human intelligence.
yeah,
That if I achieve that with one AI running, I can do that with 100 of them. If I can do it with 100 of them, I can do it with 1 billion of them. I just need enough electricity and enough data centers and enough power to do it, right? It's exponential magnitudes, and I can have that work on how to efficiently bring me other AI. Like it is very exponential, and it just in a way that humans have never ever seen before. So from a point of view of what do I do about that? What do I do about that now? You make the same decisions that you should be doing anyway, but you make them a little bit more urgently. It's honestly what I would say. All the jobs that you Like if you are working in those type of jobs that could be impacted by it, you make sure that you're building stuff, right? Like it's like asset because assets are not the same as human labor. If you own a building, that building still like you might be the one using AI to efficiently run the building, but it's the building earning money. You're not physically having to trade your intelligence and your labor for money for some resource. So the people that own the resources are the ones that
Might
will
be okay.
will be more okay than others. I'm not saying it'll be great. I'm just saying that even if it was to go wrong and bad, they would still be more okay than the individuals that didn't have assets. And that has been the theme throughout history. The
Mhm.
person that owned the farm because they could grow food was better off than the individual that was working on the farm
Mhm.
because if push come to shove, the person that owns a farm could get rid of the person that's working on them, and the person that's working on them suddenly doesn't have a way to eat.
Yeah.
So
Whereas the guy who owns the farm is growing his own
he's growing his own
crops.
vegetable. He's not the one working for the food, right? He might have to be the one growing it, going and doing the work, but it's the ground that's growing the food, that's doing all the work. He owns the resource. And I think that is going to
Yeah.
be the case. It's already the case. I just think it's going to be more urgently the case going forwards. The people that have invested, that own stuff, owners, not lenders, owners, will be the ones that have any shot at getting through a massive change like that with as much with as much hope to get on the other side in a decent way. I just read an article about a school that's the teachers are AI. I should have found it, but it's really interesting where they have replaced the teachers and the students are paying a premium. It's like a private school or whatever. If that's already happening at or 3, 4 years into this thing, could you imagine what 10 years, 15 years is going to look like? And that's just such a small scale. And I look at obviously I work with a lot of teachers and I'm thinking to myself, okay, some of the teachers that I have had the privilege of working with, I would rather an AI teach my child. Like, it's just like, it's
We might be
the
cutting that out.
the reality of it. I must say, I've met tons of great teachers, great people, but just like every bag of grapes has a few sour ones in it. It's the same way with every profession.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
so the question comes, would I rather those teachers teach my children or a AI? I'm gonna pick an AI.
Yeah. It's just like
And I
I
think a
can't
lot of
help but
people
be
would make
so
that
pessimistic because I'm like, it just feels like humanity is about to be.
turn on its head.
What even is it? If artificial intelligence are teaching your children, what are they teaching? Because they can
But think
teach
of
them
like you could
things
still do art
that you don't even know.
to a degree. Yeah, you're right. But it happens with
Ah,
teachers, right? That's the fear with teachers. What are they teaching my child,
that's
right?
true.
Are
That's true.
they
Because there's all the
are they
like,
abusing my child? Are they, degrading my child? Are they like all of those things comes into mind? But you don't have that same fear with an AI because you would be able to see everything, right? Like it's just again,
pick your
you
poison.
pick your poison. It's just that I think there'll be a lot of professions that are heavily disrupted, and a lot of people will find themselves without work because I guarantee you, if the school board could replace so average teacher probably makes around 90 to $100,000, and I could replace it for 30 with taxpayer money. Hey, country, will reduce your taxes. People vote with their wallets. They're going to say, no, you know what? Keep my taxes up. Our taxes our city taxes just went up by 9% or something like that. We'll actually drop it by 15%, but it means that we're going to add some AI teachers, guarantee you it will pass, no problems, that vote,
Yeah.
because people vote with their wallets. So while I think it's great to be like, we should all just band together and say no to AI and stop the progression, it's just
Yeah.
not humans. That's not what we've done historically. Yeah, anyway, felt like I ranted on there.
No,
But
that's okay. I know we were gonna keep talking about this after, but Seek is barking, and I don't know what she's barking at. So I'm
Sounds
like,
good. Hey, well, we will let you guys go, and we'll keep talking about this.
yeah,
But
whatever your thoughts are. If you're hearing this, please share because I love a deep conversation. So
yeah, I think it's huge. I think it's bigger than most people even remotely realize because
yeah,
everything like my this is my final thought. Any speed of progress that we have previously achieved as humans times by 1,000.
it's about to be squashed into the
I think we'll make more
yeah.
progress once if AGI comes into place. I think we'll make more progress in 6 months in human history. But and whether that will be enough time to implement the progress, completely different story. But I think that from a ability point of view, we'll make more progress in that time than human history.
Crazy.
I I truly think that. And I mean, we've already like humans have already done that, right? If we think of the progress made in the 2000s, even in 2010 to 2020, I would say we already kind of achieved that in 10 to 20 years. We achieved that already once.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be so much faster, so much quicker. But
Yeah.
anyway, see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Plain English Finance Podcast. Trey Bino, Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Investment Manager, is a financial planner with TC Wealth Management and Aviso Wealth. You should always consult with your financial, legal, and tax advisors before making changes. This podcast is provided as a general source of information and should not be considered personal investment advice or solicitation to buy or sell any securities. The views expressed are those of the individual and are not necessarily those of Aviso Financial Inc. Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc. Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc.